Not all rice is equal. There's three major groups, the long rice, medium, and then there's short grain rice. This is sushi rice, and I have rinsed it 3 or 4 times. It has a high starch content, which creates a really nice sticky rice. Now, instead of making sushi today, I'm going to do a Japanese scattered sushi rice bowl. It is so easy to do, and what I love about it is you can be really creative and add anything you like to it. But let's get on with cooking the rice, because there are a few steps to remember. So in a high-sided pot, I'll add 1.5 cups of this sushi rice, along with 2 cups of cold water. And now I don't add any salt whatsoever. I'm just going to put the handle on now, and then this is going to come to the boil. And then we're going to turn it down, then put the lid on to allow it to steam. Let's get on to a quick dressing to go with it. I like a creamy dressing with this, just some good old classic whole egg mayonnaise. If you like a kick to it, add some wasabi. So I'll add about a teaspoon into the mayonnaise, along with some soy sauce, a small amount of soy sauce, and then for some zing, good old lemon. I'll use the zest of the lemon along with the juice of half of this lemon. This is also going to help loosen up the sauce so we can drizzle it over our scattered rice. Now, the name for this particular dish in Japanese is shirachi, and it's one of those dishes that changes from region to region. Sometimes tuna is used, sometimes some prawns are used. So really, don't be afraid of what type of ingredients to add to this. You can change it completely and not add seafood and add some fried chicken. Up to you. Okay, good squeeze of that lemon juice, and then with a small whisk it together. Have a taste just to see if it needs some more lemon juice, maybe some more soy, maybe some more wasabi. I think it needs a little bit more wasabi. And then whisk it. Dressing is done. Now this has come to the boil. I'll turn it down, low heat, and then we'll place our lid on. This is going to cook for roughly 8 minutes, or until all of that water has been absorbed by the rice. Keep an eye on it from time to time just to ensure it's not boiling, just a gentle simmer. Now for our beautiful piece of fish. This is sashimi grade tuna. It's such a prized fish, and I want to cut it quite thinly so it's not going to overpower the rice, because the rice is just as important as the fish. So nice thin slithers with a beautiful sharp knife, and you're almost shaving it off. See how I've got that very thin? That's what I'm looking for this. So I'm going to do enough for one portion, but again, going very slowly to get this as thin as possible. Rice is cooked, and I've allowed it to rest for 10 minutes off the heat with the lid on. So I'll take the lid off. You can see it's still a little bit hot, and I'll add some rice wine vinegar. This is the seasoning that makes this such a special rice and makes it quite sticky. And this is not traditional, it's a bit of a Justine twist. I'll add a few slices of ginger. This will perfume the rice, which I adore. So 3 slices, we'll just pop that on top. Now I'm going to place a plastic lid on this, and we'll just let it cool a little longer. All right, I'm going to prepare the rest of the garnishes. So as I've mentioned, we have our tuna here that I've finely sliced, a few cooked prawns and some radish. I love crispy peppery radish. Also some edamame and good old avocado. So I'll just slice the avocado in half. I'll scoop out the flesh and then cut it into strips. Now, as I mentioned, this is a scatter bowl, so it's all about layering. The first layer will be our rice once it's cooled down a little further, then the fish, and then all of these gorgeous colours will go on top. Okay, this rice has cooled down to room temperature, so now we can start serving. Now I'll take out the ginger, And very gently start to stir this with a wooden spoon. If you use a metal spoon, what will happen is it'll break up our rice. Sounds a little silly, but I tell you what, it does make a difference. So we get that beautiful fluffy stickiness. So a nice healthy serving of the rice, and it's called scattered rice, so just scatter it around a flat plate. A few more spoonfuls. Now with the wooden spoon, just separate the grains a little bit so it's even and all the way to the sides. And you do not want this to be really hot, because if it's hot, what will happen is it'll cook our gorgeous fish. Now before I put the fish on, I like to start with our nice long strands of avocado. Next, some seaweed. This is just some dried wakame that I placed in some water to rehydrate so it's softened, and we'll scatter that over our avocado. Next, our gorgeous thin strips of sashimi. Place them quite generously around. Just break up that fish so it's evenly distributed. Gorgeous. Now for the prawns, we'll scatter a few of those over the top. And some edamame. You can also use some peas if you can't find the edamame. And some pickled ginger. Look how gorgeous this colour is. Some radish. I've finely sliced it. I've placed it in some water just so it stays crisp. And now for our sauce, just to bring it all together, this delicious wasabi mayonnaise. And just drizzle that over the top so we've got long strokes. So we get that dramatic effect. A few black sesame seeds, and this is totally optional because I'm definitely showing off here, is some shisho. This is a fantastic herb. You could add just some coriander or some parsley would work nicely, even some chives. I just love that purple colour, kind of ties everything in. This is the ultimate sushi bowl. If you're a little bit worried about wrapping your sushi, then this is the way to go. I think it looks fantastic. It's such a showstopper.